Next tonight, a story we keep on telling, and we make no apology for that. Yet another block of flats where residents could be told they must pay to make their homes safe after Grenfell. This time the estate is in Greenwich. There, more than 1,000 householders are fearing a bill of £40,000 each to replace potentially deadly cladding. Here's Rags Martel.
It's covered in flammable cladding, similar to the dangerous type used at Grenfell. But this place is 10 times bigger, 11 blocks in total. And on the 7th floor of one building, Cecile is worried about her family.
Do you feel safe to leave your son here at night?
That's just a terrifying thought, to imagine what I'd have to do if there ever was a fire in this building. How quickly can you get to your son and leave the building when you live on the 7th floor? It's really terrifying to think about. We've seen Grenfell, we know how fast it bursts into flame. It's just really scary to imagine, and that's definitely something that I think about almost every day.
And she's not the only one worried. There are 1,002 flats in New Capital Quay in Greenwich, all covered in Grenfell-style cladding that failed government safety tests back in September. But to the dismay of residents, almost 6 months on, the property developer Galliard still hasn't removed the flammable cladding.
So they're still living with dangerously combustible cladding on the outside of their buildings, no sense of when it will be taken down, and as we now know, no sense from the freeholder, Galliard Homes, that they will bear any of the costs for this work. All of the costs of removing the Grenfell-style cladding on this site look, as things stand, to fall on the shoulders of leaseholders who, as I say, bought their homes just a couple of years ago in good faith, thinking they'd bought properties that had been fully signed off and compliant.
But the cost of replacing the cladding is extremely expensive. One estimate puts the figure at between 20 and 40 million pounds. And if that cost is passed on to the 1,002 households, they could be facing bills of £40,000 each. But in Greenwich, no one seems to be taking responsibility for replacing the dangerous cladding. The council say it's the building owner, Galliard, who must take responsibility. The cladding, they say, needs to go as soon as possible because this situation is untenable. In a statement, Galliard Homes told us at the time of construction, the cladding material was widely used and approved for buildings like those at New Capital Quay. But these blocks are covered by a National House Building Council insurance, the UK's leading warranty provider in the construction industry. The NHBC told ITV News, "We understand that the situation at New Capital Quay is very concerning for residents, and we're committed to making an assessment of their claim as swiftly as possible once we have the necessary information." But while claims wait to be processed, residents remain confined in buildings covered in flammable cladding. Rags Martel, ITV News, Greenwich.